Imagine this. It's 2:3 in the morning. You're in this shadowy, cold park, maybe far from where you feel safe, just trying to cool off, after a long night.
Right.
And then suddenly there's this car horn, a blue Mustang, just circling, slowly, deliberately.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, everything narrows. That perfect night or maybe eventful night, it just takes this terrifying, irreversible turn.
That really sets the scene, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
the setup for what we're diving into today. We're looking at this excerpt from Outstage for 1.pdf. It's this really gripping piece of writing that throws these two young characters, Ponyboy and Johnny, and it's just an impossible situation.
Yeah.
And the consequences are immediate and, well, devastating.
Okay, so let's get into it. Our mission here is to really pull out the core insights from the source material. Understand not just what happens, but how it all escalates so fast, so intensely.
Right, from that first confrontation.
To this desperate flight. We want to look at those split-second decisions they make under, extreme pressure and the surprising ways these characters interact.
And the consequences, the really chilling consequences that unfold basically in an instant.
Yeah, what happens when your whole life just flips upside down and you're forced to leave everything behind? Let's dig in. So it starts in this park. The description, it paints a picture, right? 2-block square, there's a fountain, elm trees making it shadowy and dark.
Especially at 2:30 a.m.
Exactly. And there's an empty pool. They're just trying to relax and cool off. But Ponyboy's already saying he's about to freeze to death.
Yeah?
It gives you the sense of vulnerability, doesn't it? Even before the real trouble kicks off.
It absolutely does. And what's really striking is how fast that sort of fragile sense of safety just shatters.
Mm-hmm.
That blast from the horn, the Mustang circling,
Yeah.
that's the exact moment. It stops being just a cold park and becomes, a trap, a very dangerous space.
And you feel the dread immediately in the text. Johnny swears, Ponyboy's muttering, "What do they want? This is our territory."
Yeah, what are socks doing this far east?
Right. And then that awful realization hits them. We picked up their girls. What does that tell us? That immediate reaction, that specific memory. What does it say about the lines drawn in their world and the danger they instantly know they're in?
Oh, it tells us everything. Territory for them, it's not just about geography, is it? It's social. It's about who belongs where, these unspoken rules.
Right.
The socks, they kind of act like they own the place,
Yeah.
but the greasers have their turf, their boundaries. So for the socks to come this far east,
And because they were with the girls?
exactly.
Oh.
It's a direct violation. It's aggression. It signals that the rules, their rules, are about to be enforced violently.
And that violence comes fast. So these 5 socks show up, described as reeling, pickled,
Yeah.
basically really drunk.
Yeah, completely drunk.
And they confront Ponyboy and Johnny. How do they, ramp up the danger, especially for Johnny?
Well, the odds are instantly terrible, 5 against 2. And Johnny's terror, it's described so vividly. He's as white as a ghost. His eyes are wild-looking.
Like the eyes of an animal in a trap. Yeah.
Exactly. They're backed up against the fountain. They're cornered. And that detail about the smell, whiskey, and English leather, it just adds to that feeling of being suffocated, menaced, In close quarters, it's not just a confrontation. It feels like an entrapment.
Then the taunts start. Bob, he's unsteady, calls them little greasers. Johnny warns him, quiet voice, "You're out of your territory."
But Bob just escalates.
Yeah, he hits them with dirt and then specifically white trash with long hair. That's when Ponyboy snaps. He fires back, white trash with Mustangs and Madras, and then he spits at them.
Wow.
What does that exchange, that moment of defiance from Ponyboy, what does it reveal about how volatile things are? The lines that are just about to be crossed for good.
It shows that deep-seated resentment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The class conflict simmering just below the surface.
Yeah.
Those aren't just random insults. They're about status, about putting them
Yeah.
in their place. But Ponyboy's retort, spitting back about their Mustangs and Madras shirts, it's a direct hit at their privilege, their perceived hypocrisy. He's refusing to be put down. And in that moment, it's like striking a match, isn't it? It pushes everything from tense to outright violent.
And then the real horror begins. One of the socks, David, grabs Ponyboy's arm, twists it, shoves his face right into the fountain. Ponyboy's fighting, holding his breath, but then he starts sucking in water. He thinks, "I'm dying. Then I'm drowning. They've gone too far." He describes this red haze. And then, terrifyingly, relaxation.
Right.
He somehow surfaces, coughing, gasping on the pavement. But it's not over. What does he see when he looks at Johnny? What's the chilling thing that happens next?
It's such a brutal shift. 1 second, Ponyboy's fighting for air, and the next, his focus snaps to Johnny.
Yeah.
And the reveal is just bone-chilling. Johnny's sitting there, greenish-white, eyes huge. And he says it slowly, steadily. I killed him. I killed that boy.
Oh, my God.
Bob is nearby, doubled up and still, with this dark pool spreading slowly. And Johnny's got his switchblade out, dark to the hilt. The finality of that image, stark.
Ponyboy, understandably, he panics, shaking, screaming, terrified about the electric chair for Johnny.
Of course.
But Johnny, even though his hands are twitching, he's surprisingly calm. He actually tells Ponyboy to get a hold of yourself. What does that moment show us about how extreme pressure can just suddenly redefine someone, especially someone we thought of as quiet, maybe gentle?
It's fascinating, isn't it? This quiet, often scared kid, Johnny, suddenly steps up. He finds this composure, probably born from, a lifetime of being under pressure.
Yeah.
And his immediate justification, it's heartbreaking, but tells you so much. He says, I had to. They were drowning you, Pony. They might have killed you.
Yeah.
And they had a blade. They were going to beat me up like they did before, that last part.
Like they did before.
Yeah. It implies this whole history of trauma, this deep fear that fueled what he did. It just highlights how fast life changes when those social lines get crossed, right? And how resourcefulness can come from the most unexpected places.
And Johnny instantly pivots. From the act itself to the consequences, he gets it. We gotta get out of here, get somewhere, run away.
Yeah, the police will be here soon.
We'll need money, and maybe a gun, and a plan. It's such an unexpected moment of clarity, of leadership, really.
Absolutely.
So where do they turn? For that plan, for the money, the gun.
Johnny knows immediately. Dally.
And Ponyboy's relief is instant. He thinks Dallas Winston could do anything.
It really speaks volumes about Dally's reputation, doesn't it? He's the one they know can handle this kind of darkness.
So they go looking for Dally, end up at Buck Merrill's place. And the description of this place, it's chaos. Cheap music, glasses clinking, loud laughter.
Yeah, Hank Williams scraping on Ponyboy's raw nerves.
Right. And Buck Merrill himself, this tall, lanky, drink guy, maybe missing teeth, it's definitely not the spot for a quiet chat.
Not at all. And you feel the tension right away. Buck's just gruff. What do you want? Ponyboy has to kind of bully him just to get Dally.
Yeah.
It really shows the kind of world they're navigating where you often have to push hard just to get heard.
Dally finally shows up, wearing just jeans, scratching his chest. And surprisingly, he's sober, even though he's got cracked ribs from a fight.
Yeah, he clearly wasn't enjoying the party.
No.
And this is where you really see Dally's character shine through, in a way. He's described as, tow-headed and shifty-eyed, not handsome, but having character, pride, and a savage defiance. His reaction to Johnny's confession, just a casual, good for you, and saying he was trying to sleep through the noise.
It shows how hardened he is,
Yeah.
how focused on survival. He doesn't waste time on judgment. He goes straight to the practical.
And he is all practical, isn't he?
Yeah.
Immediately pulls Ponyboy inside because he's freezing, swears like dairy, throws him a towel, all business.
Yeah, it gets him warm.
What does he give them? Those critical supplies. What do they tell us about how Dally sees their situation? He gives them exactly what they need for survival. A loaded gun. $50, all he could get out of Merrill tonight.
Right.
Buck's oversized shirt for Ponyboy because he's soaked. And then Dally's own worn brown leather jacket, the one with the wool lining.
Saying, it'll get cold where you're going.
Exactly. These aren't just random items. It's Dally providing a grim, practical toolkit for their escape, based on his own hard experience living on the edge.
And the plan itself is so specific. Hop the 315 freight to Windricksville, find this old abandoned church on top of J Mountain.
Yeah, tells him there's a pump out back for water.
And strict instructions. Buy a week's supply of food first thing before the story gets out, and then lay low. Don't so much as stick your noses out the door.
He promises he'll come when it's clear.
Yeah.
But even with all that toughness, that bluntness, and there's that little moment at the end, right? As they leave, he messes up Johnny's hair.
Take care, kid.
Yeah, it's small, but it shows there's something softer there, some care, especially for Johnny maybe, a connection.
That train ride sounds brutal. Crouching in weeds, hauling themselves into a boxcar, freezing when some worker pokes his head in.
Terrifying.
And during this, Johnny has this quiet moment with the gun Dally gave him. He says, I don't see why he gave me this. I couldn't shoot anybody. It really highlights that core innocence still there, even after everything, doesn't it? Amidst this desperate escape.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And for Ponyboy, It's really on that train ride, isn't it, that the full weight of it all hits him.
Yeah.
He realizes Johnny had killed someone. He spells it out. Quiet, soft-spoken little Johnny had taken a human life. We were really running away with the police after us for murder and a loaded gun by our side.
Yeah.
That's the moment the new reality just crystallizes for him. Utterly terrifying. Everything's changed.
They jump off the train at dawn into this meadow. It's a wet shock from the dew, but it's beautiful, pink clouds and meadowlarks singing.
Yeah, kind of a jarring contrast. Beautiful landing, but physically uncomfortable. Johnny's legs are asleep.
And immediately the worry is about how they look. Ponyboy tries to seem like a farm boy, feels awkward about his greaser hairstyle, his slouch.
Right. And Johnny, always noticing things, tells him, you look an awful lot like Soda Pop.
What's the significance of that right then?
Well, it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the middle of all this chaos and running, it connects Ponyboy back to his brother, to his old life.
Yeah.
It's a flicker of familiarity, but also a sharp reminder of everything they've just lost and these new identities they have to wear now just to survive. It really speaks to the psychological toll.
Then there's the climb up to the church. Long, steep, 45 minutes. Ponyboy feels drunk from lack of sleep.
Exhausted.
And the church itself, small, real old, and spooky and spiderwebby. How does Ponyboy feel about this place, given his past experiences with church?
Yeah, it's definitely not a welcoming sanctuary for him. He mentions he used to go, even after his parents died. But then he remembers that time Soda, Steve, and Two-Bit were goofing off.
Copped a hymn book.
Yeah, caused a scene, got them all thrown out. He hasn't been back since. So this place, this old spooky church, it just gives him a creepy feeling, a premonition. It should be a place of refuge, but for him, it just amplifies the dread.
They're so exhausted they just collapse on the stone floor, instantly asleep.
A brief escape, at least.
Yeah, just a fragile moment before reality crashes back in. But once they have that moment, Ponyboy's thoughts really start racing, don't they? The fears come flooding back.
Oh, absolutely. The electric chair for Johnny. Reformatory for himself.
Yeah.
This idea of being hermits for the rest of our lives.
And losing everyone. Never seeing Barry, Soda Pop, Two-Bit, Steve again. It's heartbreaking.
It really drives home that feeling Ponyboy expresses. Things are happening too quick, too fast. And he has this profound realization, doesn't he? There are things worse than being a greaser. It's such a powerful statement. How quickly your biggest perceived problem can vanish, only to be replaced by something infinitely more terrifying. This isn't just about dodging the cops anymore. It's about the psychological weight, the complete destruction of their young lives as they knew them.
And that really brings us to the end of this deep dive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We've followed this incredibly intense journey. From that cold park, the confrontation, the violence.
It's a life-altering act.
To the desperate escape plan put together by Dally, of all people. We've seen the raw, immediate fallout of one single moment and how it just unravels everything. Identity, future, all of it.
Yeah, what really stands out is just how fast life can pivot, When those social lines are crossed, violence erupts, and you're forced into these desperate situations. And it also shows that surprising composure, that resourcefulness that can surface under pressure, especially from someone like Johnny.
Right.
But it also just underscores the tragic fragility of innocence in this kind of harsh world. How one moment can just sever every tie you have.
So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. What does it really mean to be out of your territory? Not just geographically, right? But when one single act throws you into this completely new moral, legal landscape?
Yeah.
How does the sheer weight of a moment like that transform who you are, cut you off from everything? And what kind of unforeseen, maybe desperate paths does it force you down? Something to think about.